Good afternoon and welcome to Integrity Sales and Services. This afternoon I'm going to do my very best to give you a nice honest representation of a fresh unit that just arrived at our facility. Folks, it's a very special truck. What you're looking at here is a 2002 International 2674 model. Folks, it's a heavy spec truck, full double frame. It's got 18,000 pound fronts and 46,000 pound rears. Folks, I'm going to go ahead and walk up to the cab and fire up this big old engine, and I'm going to let you have a look at the blow-by and a look at the engine oil. And we're going to give you a nice video of the entire truck. So here we go. Come along for the ride. Let's go ahead, and I'm going to stop up on in the driver's seat so we can fire up the engine. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to go ahead and give you the video overview of the interior. Folks, you can see we have a very nice deluxe driver's air ride seat. The interior looks very respectable. This truck came from a steel mill, folks. It's very low miles and very low hours because all it done was shuttled between two buildings. They bought it new from IH and they removed their hook lift system and put it on a new truck. Folks, you're looking at a 38,000 mile truck. Let's get up close. 38,593 miles. Look at the hours. They match right up with it. 2,500 hours. 2,505. Folks, where are you going to find it? Diff lock. Then there's the second diff lock. You have full locking rears. You have an 8LL transmission. There's your shift pattern. You have the Chelsea PTO still on it. It's got the cruise. I'm telling you, folks, it's a lot of truck. Look at this driver's door panel. Very nice and respectable. Overall, considering the environment it came out of, it's in excellent condition. Folks, with that, I'm going to go ahead and fire this truck up and let you have a look at the oil pressure for starters. Here we go. Now, as you can hear there in the video, folks, this motor just purrs like a very quiet, brand new tight engine. We're sitting here at about 600 to 700 RPMs. Look at that oil pressure. 50 plus pounds of oil pressure at a flat idle. You can see the voltmeters working. All the tack is working. I'm going to go ahead and bring some throttle into it. And you can see when we punch her up there to about 1,500, you can see we're looking at about 65, 66 pounds of oil pressure. Folks, with that, I'm going to go ahead and hop outside and let you have a nice look at the engine and hear it run up close. As you can hear, it purrs like a kitten. I'm going to pull out the dipstick tube here and let you have a look at that nice clean oil. Folks, take a look. You can see that the blow-by is virtually non-existent, and folks, you don't get that unless the motor is like new. With that, I'm going to go ahead and come back around to the driver's door, reach inside, and shut the engine off so we can hear better in the video. We're going to close the door, and let's start right here on these heavy front axles. You're looking at 385 65 R22.5 steer tires. Very decent tread on them, and these front tires are air-filled tires. And folks, I make that comment because the rear drive tires are absolutely foam-filled tires. So if you're going to run this truck down highway speeds, you will have to invest in 8 different drive tires and rims because the back 4 tires are foam-filled. We'll get to that later. In the meantime, take a look at this respectable DT530 engine. Very nice, clean-looking radiator. Heavy-duty front spring packs. Just take a look, folks. With that, let's come on around and give you a look of that same angle from the passenger side. You can see we have matching steer tire, equivalent tread on this side. Very nice, and again, very clean underneath. You have a little buildup under the cab, folks. This is not rust. This is just lime powder buildup, which appears to be like concrete. It's not rust. This truck has no rust under the cab, folks. I'm telling you, it's very clean. Just take a look around this engine, along the valve cover, under the turbo area. Very nice, clean, and respectable. You have the dual steering gearboxes, and again, look at that heavy fang spring pack. Folks, with that, I'm going to go ahead and gently close the hood, and we'll continue with the video. Okay, let's back off right here, let you have a nice look squaring off the front. You can see it matches real decent with the bumper. Nice heavy-duty front bumper sticking out there. The grill's nice and intact. They've put some nice custom, extremely bright headlights in this sucker. If you want to switch them back to the factory ones, you can. All the lights are working. You can see the cab paint is flawless, very nice, bright and clean. Coming up here, you can see you got the air tanks and the steps on this side. It has the exhaust system mounted up under the cab, so it is up and out of the way. It's not going to be a weed burner for you. Look how nice and clean the back of the cab is, folks, and I'm telling you, this sucker is a full double frame, and there is no rust between the frame rails. Folks, it only has 38,000 miles. With that, let's continue walking slowly down the frame rails to let you see a very nice, clean-looking differentials and all that stuff. Very heavy-duty Hendrickson walking beam suspension. And folks, here's what I'm telling you. These tires are solid. They are foam-filled solid tires. So again, if you're going to use it for off-road use, that's wonderful. They'll never ever go flat for you. But if you're going to run it down the highway, you will have to invest in 8 drive tires. But again, look at these heavy-spec 46,000-pound rear axles and suspension. Just look at that. Where are you going to find it? Folks, with that, let's come on back. I just want to give you a nice reverse view looking forward. You can see the frame rails are straight as an arrow. No sign of any swaying or bowing. Nice, heavy, beefy sucker, boy. Look at the tire tread on these tires. There's a few of them that are not as good as the rest, but overall, again, for off-road use, they would be great. For highway use, they will need to be replaced. Again, let's give you a nice look at the frame rail as we move forward on this side, coming up on the battery box cover. Nice heavy-duty fuel tank, nice straight steps, everything looking good. You have the block heater mounted right here under the cab. And again, look at the nice cab area from this side, folks. It looks just like the passenger side. Folks, again, I'm going to wrap up this video by telling you that, again, I don't want to discourage you when I tell you it came from a steel mill and just ran around there locally. Folks, they maintain their truck excellent because they have to run and be available to be used whenever their totes need dumped. So their maintenance was second to none on it. Therefore, the oil looks clean, very respectable. It's just around the edges from the lime accumulating and stuff like that underneath the hood and cab where you can see some of that buildup I showed you earlier. I'm just trying to give you negatives as well as positives. Mechanically, you are buying a rock, and it's priced to buy where if you want to do any cleanup, any detailing, you're not overpaying for this truck. I'm telling you, folks, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to own a heavy-spec 46,000-pound rear, 18,000-pound front on Hendrickson suspension with an 8LL transmission and only 38,000 miles. Folks, with that, I'm going to wrap up the video by telling you thank you so much for taking your time and shopping with Integrity Sales and Services. Please visit us on our website at www.99trucks.com. That's the 2 number 9s and the word trucks, TRUCKS.com. Or feel free to give us a call directly at area code 260-238-5000. Ask for Dave or Jake, and we'll be happy to assist you, and we look forward to adding you to our happy customer list. Thanks again for watching.